History on Lake Michigan. Records falling as the waters rise. Tonight, we'll go on the hunt for the best beach spots as sand disappears. And life on the edge, where fall storms could cause big problems. This is News 8 in prime time from Wood TV. Rising waters. What's next?
Thank you for joining us. I'm Storm Teammate meteorologist Ellen Baca. What we're seeing at the lakeshore this year is unprecedented. During the past year, we've watched as homes fell into the lake and millions of dollars have been spent to try to keep the water in check. With every crashing wave, we are reminded of Lake Michigan's power. Entire bluffs gone, sending sand, trees, and homes into the water. One of the best examples, just north of Holland. In 2015, you could sit on this home's deck and watch the sunset over the water. But by last fall, the deck was in the water, and the house was hanging over the edge. Today, this is all that remains. A sheer drop along a bare bluff, now littered with debris. You can see where the front door once stood, but the home had to be demolished. This is one of just many casualties along the ever-growing lake. To stay the unrelenting threat, hundreds of seawalls and rock barriers have been built, costing homeowners millions of dollars. Some stretches of beach reduced to small slivers. And even inland lakes are having trouble, leading to new no-wake restrictions at popular spots like Lake Macatawa in Holland.
I know it's hard not to be able to go as fast as you usually go out to the big lake, and we live right around the corner, so when we take our boat out, it would take a lot longer, and it is taking a lot longer, but I totally understand why they're doing it.
Concern in Muskegon, a water line supplying 30,000 people in Norton Shores and Fruitport lies beneath Beach Street, now just feet from crashing waves.
You know, this is one of the biggest areas we're looking to get a permanent solution in place for. You know, it's not going to be a cheap fix to come up with a solution for this. We've done some preliminary engineering work, and it's in the range of $6 to $10 million to do something to protect this half-mile worth of shoreline here.
In South Haven, the city's 4th of July fireworks canceled because of waves spilling over the pier. And docks have disappeared.
You know, coming through, some of the roads are blocked off. Some of the docks are underwater.
The city approving a nearly $2 million fix on their north side marina to raise the docks and dangerously submerged electrical equipment. Grand Haven Chinook Pier, for years a spot to shop and get a cool treat, repeatedly flooded.
And they were always moist, always damp, and eventually the buildings got moldy.
The building now gone, leaving businesses to find new homes. This has been a fight against rising waters, that time and time again, the lake keeps winning. And we've broken the high water record every month this year and even gotten within an inch of the all-time record on Lake Michigan. Storm Teammate meteorologist Matt Kirkwood is going through the data and looking at why the lake is so high.
It's incredible to think in January 2013, we set our all-time record low mark for Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. In just the span of 6 short years, we went from that low mark all the way to the current records we're setting today. How did we do that? Many contributing factors, but the main one, well, here's an example behind me. Grand Rapids, for instance, had its all-time wettest 1-year, 3-year, and 5-year mark, and the 5-year mark almost 2 feet above average. Now, with all those wet years consecutively, the ground is very saturated, and with all that water, where does it go? Well, it goes right into Lake Michigan and the Great Lakes. The annual average is 38 inches, and you can see just how wet we have been. And it's not just here in Michigan, but also into Wisconsin as well, and Illinois, seeing much above average precipitation. Now, with all of that, not a surprise that this graph is going up, 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 and beating the previous benchmark of 1986 consistently since the first of the year, 6 consecutive months with records. A little bit of good news, though. Let's start with this July, though. We're still way up there. We're 3 inches higher right now with the lake levels than we were last year at the same time. July is 2 inches higher than its all-time record and a remarkable 33 inches above the average, nearly 3 feet above average. A little bit of good news, though. Lake Michigan and Huron Basin, pretty close to average in terms of precipitation, which, keep in mind, we've been above average consistently the past several years, and in terms of the entire Great Lakes Basin, running a little bit below average. Now, Storm Team 8 meteorologist Terry DeBoer, she's going to talk about to see if this is playing out in a positive trend, to see if we're going to see a forecast going down a bit, and also take a look at some remarkable video right along the lakeshore of how these high water levels have permanently changed the shoreline.
Well, thanks, Matt. And you know, you can definitely see the impact. This is from Drone 8, these images side by side, Beach Street in Muskegon, 2015. You can see there was certainly a significant amount of beach. And now in order to try to protect this road, they've actually piled up these huge stones, as you can see how high the water level is. This was an image taken just this week. West Olive area, Kirk Park, look at the significant erosion. You can see that there was certainly beach there, and now the cliff is has definitely continued to erode real significantly and collapsed into the water. This is Tunnel Park in Holland, and it's interesting when you see the benchmarks here, because you can see this looks like just a grassy surface, but you can see how much of the beach has eroded. And you look at this building here, how close it is to the water. This is the same building over there, so you can just really see how high the water level is. And we take you to the Casco Nature Preserve in South Haven. This is that road to nowhere. You can see that it just sharply drops off as the cliff has definitely, the beach has eroded and that cliff has dropped off into Lake Michigan. So some good news, finally. We actually have had such a sunny summer season so far. The month of June, the sunniest on record, 82.3% available sunshine. And the first half of July, this is through yesterday, July 15th, 77% available sunshine. And since the beginning of June, the 45-day stretch has had 80% available sunshine. This is really significant because we've had unseasonably warm weather for the most part as well. And the combination of that really helps with the evaporation. So not only are we getting less precipitation, we've been getting less precipitation, we are actually seeing more evaporation going on as well. So those water levels are slowly dropping off. Here's a look at the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. This takes us through almost the end of July, and you can see we continue with the above to much above average temperatures across much of the continental United States, including the Great Lakes region. And here's a look at the 8 to 14-day precipitation outlook, which takes us almost through the end of July as well. And you can see near average precipitation amounts, which would bring us 1 week total of almost an inch this time of the year. So at least we're not looking at that super wet weather moving back in. So that's definitely good news. So the projection now, this comes from the Army Corps of Engineers, and you can see the projected water levels over the next couple of weeks. Those are projected to go down a couple of inches, and over the next several months, you can see how significant the water level is projected to keep dropping off. And that's really important when we look at those water levels, because as we head into the fall season, there can be some significant damage caused by fall storms. Why is that? What's the difference? Meteorologist Emily Skydam will explain as she picks up the story from here. Emily?
If you've been out to the lakeshore this summer, you've obviously noticed that the lake levels are very high, and it is the summer months that our water levels typically peak. By the time we get to the late summer, early fall, the water levels start to go down just a bit. So in the fall, we start to see those levels shrinking just a bit, but it's actually still the fall that we can see the most erosion for those lakeshore areas on Lake Michigan. So here's the setup as we head into fall. To our north, over Alaska and Canada, we have those cold Arctic air masses that begin to develop. Farther down to the south, it's still very warm, it's still very humid, because the Gulf of Mexico is providing all of that heat and moisture. So you have the collision between the two air masses, and that leads to the formation of these areas of low pressure. So those systems formed by the Rockies, and then we have the jet stream, of course, which moves from west to east, and that carries the area of low pressure right over the Great Lakes region. The thing is, as those systems move over Lake Michigan, the water on Lake Michigan is still relatively warm. Again, we have that temperature contrast, and that helps things to intensify just a little bit more than they would. So those storm systems, already fairly strong, they tend to intensify as they move over Lake Michigan, and those intense storms produce significant waves, significant winds as well. So because of that, we can see some really strong storm systems in the fall that lead to some major erosion on the Lake Michigan shoreline.
The race to save houses before the storms of the fall batter the lakeshore. Plus, we hit the beach to show you which spots to avoid and where you can soak up some rays. Our Storm Team 8 special broadcast, Rising Waters, What's Next, continues after this.
Welcome back to our Storm Team 8 special broadcast. You're looking at one of the pride and joys of West Michigan, pristine freshwater beaches. But this summer, the sand is under siege by a lake that refuses to back down. Storm Team 8 meteorologist Emily Skydema headed to the beach to show us what's closed and where you can still get a good spot.
This path to the lake is anything but a day at the beach. Stairways to nowhere.
And as we came down the stairs, we were like, this doesn't look like the same place we were at before.
Thousands of people just trying to find some sand.
I mean, there used to be a lot more room to sit and play. And
of the 42 public beaches in West Michigan, several have hardly enough room to put a towel. 4 are closed entirely.
There's not a lot of beach. Too little beach. We won't be back.
These roaring waves, they're taking the bark out of summer in Muskegon.
Well, this is the section of boardwalk where we had to remove.
One of the best dog beaches in our area, Cruzy Park, shut down.
Oh, easily more than 100 feet out to the water here. Now you've got next to nothing.
A disappointment for pup owners with no timetable on when they'll be able to return.
It's a popular spot and we want to see it reopen.
In Douglas, the city is fighting back.
A lot of energy coming off the lake during storms. It hits the steel seawall, and then that energy has to disperse, and what it does, it tends to gouge out.
Waves took out the stairs at Douglas Beach.
That energy coming from the southwest has dispersed in here and tend to pull sand out and creates this 14-foot wall roughly of exposed bluff face.
Now the bluff is under siege, threatening the road above.
Lakeshore Drive is one access point along the lakeshore, and if we lost that section, it'd be a drive around to get to cottages on other sides of the erosion.
Now, the city is spending $250,000 to install a seawall, rebuild the stairs to the lake, and hopefully reopen a little bit of paradise this summer.
It's a very important spot for the whole community and tourists and visitors alike.
Despite all of the erosion, most beaches are open. And though there's less beach to go around, the key is to know where to look, like here at Winds Nest Park in Ottawa County. With 4 acres of lakeshore, there's still plenty of sand to spread out in. Many of our area's biggest beaches can still handle a crowd. Pier Marquette Beach in Muskegon has sand as far as you can see. At Grand Haven State Park, they're dredging sand and piling it up onshore near the pier. This has helped add to the beach. Holland State Park still has plenty of room. So does North Beach in South Haven. But across the channel, South Beach is shockingly small. It's now divided by a barrier to keep water away from the city's water filtration plants.
we've had some structural damage.
In Ottawa County estimates it will spend $200,000 to combat rising waters and keep beaches open.
We've lost some stairs and had to kind of reroute routes to the lake.
At Popular Kirk Park, there's history uncovered. Stairs not seen for more than a decade once again mark the path. Erosion uncovering long-lost treasures, but also hidden dangers.
As sand moves, things come up on the beach, they come up out of the water, so that is just something to be mindful of when you're walking the beach or swimming.
Broken stairs that wash up, their nails and screws exposed.
We have staff at the beach parks every day, so somebody comes down, they check the beach, and if anything is there that needs to be removed, we take care of it.
And a warning for kids looking to play on the dunes.
It can maybe look enticing to kids to try to tunnel into the dune to dig. That can be very dangerous because of collapsing sand.
A trip to Lake Michigan comes with some extra challenges this year as you search for your place to cool off. All new this summer, we are here to help you find a spot at the beach. Our team visited beaches from St. Joe to Silver Lake and put together this beach guide on woodtv.com. We took a picture at every beach and measured how much sand is available. We also tracked down information about parking fees, restrooms, and pets. It's all on woodtv.com. Just tap on the Rising Water section.
Now, for those with a front row seat at the lake, they are praying that this is the peak, but preparing for the worst. Since October, more than 1,700 homeowners have asked the state for permit requests to protect their property. News 8 Lakeshore reporter Whitney Burney shows us the race to save houses.
It's part of the stairway and deck system that this home had.
Like a sore thumb, the erosion along Lake Michigan sticks out.
That they have lost approximately 40 feet since February.
Large portions of land disappearing in each wave.
It was heartbreaking to see what's going on along the entire coast of Michigan.
Gail and Garrett Seegers have been keeping track of the loss of land at their beachfront property in Mears for 15 years. They say they've lost about 200 feet of land.
It says it's never ever been even close to being this high and this close to the house.
Nothing stops water. It is a powerful force that needs to be respected.
A familiar story for many.
It's a lot of heartache for a lot of people that have spent their life savings to have these lakefront homes, and they're just in jeopardy of losing them.
Justin Meyer says his team is in the process of moving 3 homes back from the shoreline, including this one in Montague, nearing the edge of the bluff.
With only 20 feet more to go, you don't really have a whole lot of options.
Even still, some homeowners are taking a different route.
Destruction of homeowners' decks and stairs falling into the lake. The debris is scattered up and down the shoreline. Desperate homeowners not knowing what to do.
Crews here in Mears are installing rock walls to try to slow erosion.
Because as we start getting fall storms, heavy winds, these lakes and waves are going to get taller, and the lake levels are near the highest ever recorded. So it's not going to get any better until the lake recedes.
A total of 7 families working to protect their memories, including the Seegers.
Although it's heartbreaking to have to do it, if we want to save the property, there's really no other alternative.
Contractors say while they're working to help as many shoreline homeowners as quickly as possible, the future of the lake is still uncertain.
We hope it lasts a long time, possibly forever, but we can't predict really what Lake Michigan is going to do to us.
At the Lakeshore, Whitney Burney, News 8.
Next on News 8 Primetime, one of the top experts on Great Lakes water levels joins us to talk about what could happen next year. I want to go straight to one of the top experts about Lake Michigan water levels. Joining us now from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is Deanna Apps. She is a physical scientist and is involved in making the water levels forecast for Lake Michigan. So, Deanna, right out of the gate, it's clear if you look at some of the data for the Great Lakes, including Lake Michigan, we have high water level years and low water level years, and it almost seems to go on a cycle sometimes. So, is that normal, and how rare are the water levels we're seeing now?
So the high water levels that we're seeing now are, are definitely, fairly unprecedented. I mean, we have our period of water levels that goes back to 1918. And, a lot of people remember just, the high water of the mid to late 1980s. That's what a lot of the records we're breaking right now are from 1986. But then, we in the late 90s, we entered a period of low water on Lake Michigan, Huron, and that lasted till about 2013. Actually, in January of 2013 Lake Michigan, Huron set a record low in that month. And, 7 years later, we're at record highs. So we had a fairly quick transition there from low to high water between 2013 and 2020.
Right now, we're not projected to break the all-time record high set back in 1986 for high water level on Lake Michigan, Huron. But could like 1 or 2 events just push us over the edge? Could we actually still grab that title this year?
That's a great question. And, our 6-month forecast that, we put out, we do that at the beginning of every month. Currently, that forecast is indicating that, we're going to see record highs probably for July and August. And then it's likely that water levels will start to fall below records as we, continue more into that seasonal decline period come fall and early winter. However, I do want to caution too that, right now we are above, levels of 1986. And, really what happened in the fall of 1986 was, we saw really 2 very wet months of September and October. And that's what led to that October 1986 record high water level for all months in the period of record. So I don't want to say, based off our current forecast, we don't think that that's necessarily likely, but it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities. If we get a really wet fall, maybe unprecedented precipitation or something that can occur like that, it's not out of the question. For sure. I mean, right now the peak is, right now at the last, the June monthly mean was only about 2 inches below that. So yes, I always like to caution, we may not be setting records, maybe in the fall, but water levels are still going to be high and we're still going to see impacts.
Yeah, very last question, kind of piggybacking off of that. Does this mean that we're not out of the woods for the year 2021?
Yeah, that's so right now our 6-month forecast goes through December, and a lot of the 2021 and what that looks like is really going to depend on how these next few months play out. It's very hard to predict precipitation and evaporation runoff and all those things that like air temperatures and what that's all going to look like come the fall and early winter. And with being that water levels are primarily driven by Mother Nature, it makes looking out in the longer term very, very difficult. So 2021, we're not sure yet of what that will look like, but hopefully it's lower than this past year.
Yeah, as a meteorologist, I can definitely relate. A lot of things are changed in the moment. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate the insight that you've given us. This has been Deanna Apps, physical scientist with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you.
Now, the chief, Bill Steffen, is also tracking rising waters. In fact, this week he is on vacation up north. But he's updating his blog with what he's seeing at the lakeshore, and you can read his posts on our website. Thank you for joining us tonight. For News 8 Prime Time, have a safe summer on the lake. Storm Team 8 will continue to track rising waters and the impact that they're having here in West Michigan.